Could it be? But me, your man, Louie T. Welcome to the Skill Game, brought to you by Sleeper. We'll get to the Sleeper app here in a second and make some picks for our doubleheader. Got 2 Monday night games tonight. 2 games that nobody asked for, right? No one wants to see Dolphins and Jets. I don't blame the NFL for Broncos and Bengals. That was a great game last year on a Saturday that provided fireworks. They couldn't predict that Joe Burrow wouldn't be healthy by the time we got to week 4. So not going to beat the NFL up for that one, but nobody ever asked for Jets Dolphins. Never, ever. Even if these 2 teams were completely healthy and playing great football, nobody asked for this shit. Aaron Rodgers doesn't play for the Jets anymore. You don't need to put them on a Monday night, on a Sunday night. If you got to do it on a Thursday, fine. We get it. Everyone's supposed to get a turn. We don't need to see the Jets ever on Monday Night Football in their current state, okay? Nobody expects the Jets to be good this year. Nobody expected them to be good before the season started. We didn't need to see them in this spot. That said, it is what it is, right? So let's go through these 2 games real quick. I'll give you what I think is ultimately going to happen. I wish I had some astute observations for you and some real hard-hitting analysis. I literally just picked the home team in this game. Both of these teams are ass, okay? Both the Jets and the Dolphins stink. It's family business. It's not my family business, so I keep my nose out of it because I have no idea what's going to transpire. I felt like the Dolphins played well last week against the Bills, just fell short. They had an additional 4 days off to kind of lick their wounds, kind of get their shit together, and you're hoping that leads to them playing better against a Jets team that also had a chance to win. You know, their head coach, Aaron Glenn, went viral with his dance last week on the sidelines before losing on a walk-off field goal to the Buccaneers. But that's a team that I just don't know from week to week what the hell you're going to get. Week 1, super competitive, should have won that game, let it slip through their fingers. The next week, weren't competitive at all. Justin Fields get injured, and they get blown out by the Bills. The next week, they're getting their asses handed to them for pretty much the entire game, and then all of a sudden, they erupt for 2 scores in the 4th quarter and put themselves, block a field goal, running back for a touchdown. All of a sudden, they went from dead in the water, non-competitive, to winning the game before losing at the very end. So I don't know what the hell to expect from the Jets. They're getting Justin Fields back tonight. I can tell you this. In the games that Justin Fields played in, they ran a college offense. I mean, the shit was kind of disturbing, right? A lot of RPO, a lot of read option, RPO off of the read option. It'll be 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, and they'll run quarterback draw. They'll hand it off to the running back. Like, they were way too conservative with Justin Fields in the lineup. They don't want to throw it with him in the lineup, it feels like. A lot of run. When I say a lot of runs, I mean Fields is running the ball anywhere from 10 to 15 times a game, and 9 to 12 of those runs are called runs, like designed runs. Either their read option or their quarterback draws or something of that nature. Like, it was like not the best offense to watch. And I'm not sure what I'm going to get with him coming back. I think we're going to get much of the same, which is why, I'm going to lean my picks here in a second towards a certain amount of things in this game. But the run game after week 1 and the success they had against the Steelers has been non-existent. They couldn't run against Tampa. They couldn't run against Buffalo. So I don't know what to expect from Breece Hall or Braden Allen or any of those guys because they just haven't had any success. Defensively, they struggle to stop teams, even though they're not really giving it up on the ground per se. They did against Buffalo, but they really didn't give it up against the Steelers on the ground. They really didn't give it up against Tampa Bay on the ground. So I don't really know what to make of this Jets defense, but you can throw the ball on them because they play a bunch of man coverage, right? Man-to-man coverage. I don't really know what to make of these guys. Meanwhile, Miami, Tua stinks. Who are we kidding, right? Like, we know who he is. I felt bad for them when they gave him the extension last year because I knew we were going to find ourselves in this predicament, right where we are right now. I knew they were going to regret this. It was like buying a new car. I equate that to the deal they signed to it. The minute you buy a brand new 2025 off the lot, it depreciates immediately. And I felt like the minute that Tua put ink to paper, that contract that depreciated for the Dolphins immediately. But you're stuck between a rock and a hard place, because if you don't have Tua, we saw what they look like without Tua. We saw what the musical chairs at the quarterback position look like for Mike McDaniel and company last year. And so you have to have Tua to have a shot, but Tua isn't great, and he hurts you a lot of the time. So it's like a double-edged sword, but ultimately he gives them the best chance to win. Can they run the football? Can they get some of their key playmakers involved? You got to get Tyreek Hill involved. You got to get Jalen Waddle involved. You have to get your speedster running back involved, Devin Achane. You got to get these guys involved in touching the football. And everything kind of flows off of their speed and their dynamic playmaking ability. Defensively, can you just stop the run game of the Jets and force Justin Fields to beat you with his arm? Because I don't think he can do that. I don't think they're equipped to do that right now. So if you can just stop their run game, force Fields to beat you with his arm, you got as good a shot as any. Somebody's got to go in this game. Just give me the home team. I'll take the Dolphins. Don't ask me why. Don't ask me for a rhyme or reason. I don't know what the hell's going to happen in this game, but I'm going to take the Dolphins because they're at home. That doesn't mean a damn thing. When you're bad, you're bad. It doesn't matter if you're home, away, or you're playing over in London, or you're playing in Switzerland, Germany, Madrid. It doesn't matter. If you're ass everywhere, and you stink everywhere. So I don't know whose O goes tonight. Just give me the home team, right? And then you get to the nightcap. And I like that these games are being played simultaneously, because if you don't want to watch Dolphins and Jets, you don't have to, right? I'm going to watch both. I have 2 TVs. This is why I have 2 TVs, so I can watch multiple games at once. So I'm going to watch both games. But I'll watch the first game so you don't have to. You can watch this one. Bengals at Broncos. Now, this game lost some of its shine and some of its luster because of the fact that Joe Burrow is injured. So it's not as compelling as it could have been had Burrow been healthy, but it is what it is. You still have some star power on that side. You still got Jamar Chase. You still have guys like T. Higgins and et cetera. So they're still going to have some guys that can make some things happen. They like their backup quarterback, although he did not play well last week in the blowout loss to Minnesota. We'll see if Jake Browning can bounce back this week against the Denver Broncos, another tough, stingy defense he'll be facing for the second consecutive week on the road, no less. We'll see what they can get done. If you're Denver, it starts there. Browning turned the ball over last week. You can't allow Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and those explosive, dynamic wide receivers impact the game. You minimize their impact. You get after Jake Browning. You see if you can get him to turn the football over. And if that happens, you're going to have a field day, and you can run away and hide with this one. It's still a Bengals defense that struggles to stop opposing teams from putting up points. Again, last week, the Vikings scored 40+, but a large part of that was in part due to, turnovers, right? That they were able to force defensively, that they ran back for touchdowns. So if you can get after Browning, you can, force turnovers, shorten the field, or even take it back to the house like Minnesota did last week. It's going to give you a great chance to win. But ultimately, just focus on doing the little things correctly if you're Denver. Take care of the football, limit the mistakes, no penalties, things of that nature. Don't have it. We've seen so many block kicks here of late that they feel second nature. Don't allow any block kicks or anything that a struggling Bengals team without their starting quarterback and their star quarterback needs to stay in this game on the road. You're the better team. You have the better defense. You have the better offense right now because of you having your starting quarterback and them not having theirs. Take advantage of all of the things that are in your favor in this game and dominate these guys. What Denver's problem has been is they've played too close to the vest against some quality opponents. They've allowed these games to come down to the wire, and they've lost them at the very end. The Denver Broncos could easily be 3-0 heading into this game. Instead, they're 1-2 because they had a bad penalty against Indy that gave them a do-over and a mulligan on a missed 60-yard field goal, gave it to them 15 yards closer. They made that field goal and beat them in walk-off fashion. The following week, they had the Chargers dead to rights, let them come back in that game after being up 10 or 2 scores in that game. Let the Chargers come back, walk them down, and walk it off with the field goal last week. So if you're Denver, don't allow this to come down to a chance opportunity at the very end. Don't allow this to be close with the Bengals having the ball with a shot late. Put these boys away early, come out, establish yourself, run away and hide and get this victory. That's what I intend on seeing Denver do tonight. Get back in the winning column, get back to 500 on the season. I've got Denver winning this game comfortably 27-13 over the Cincinnati Bengals. So let's get to the skill game, brought to you by Sleeper.
The skill game, brought to you by Sleeper.
So Sleeper is a fantasy sports real money gaming app that focuses on bringing people together through sports and gaming. Sleeper has become one of the fastest organically growing fantasy platforms in the world with over 6 million active users. That was back in 2023. With people like myself and you all out there who are now users of this app, if you weren't back in 2023, I'm expecting that number to have blossomed to close to double figures in the millions. But I'll tell you what, I'm hooked, right? Hook, line, and sinker. They got me. I love this app. It has enhanced my sports watching experience, and it can do the same for you. There's a link in the description of this in every single video that I do that will allow you to download the Sleeper app. If you've already got the app, you're ahead of the game. All you got to do is use my promo code LTN to get you 100% match on your deposit up to $100. That's right, a dollar for dollar match. You put in 100, they're going to give you an additional 100 to spend on the app. And as I've shown you so many times before, you don't need a lot of money to win a lot of money on this app. Let's get busy. Let's get something going. Let's get to tonight's contest. We start, and let's see. I'm gonna decide if I want to make one big bet or if I want two separate little bets. I'm going to do two separate bets. I don't know if I want them to bleed together, right? Let's start with the first game up, and that's going to be the Jets and Dolphins. So let's see what's hot first and what they got going on here. So Justin Fields at 186.5 passing yards. That feels like a trap. I'm not I'm not touching that. I don't trust Justin Fields throwing the football at all right now, and he'll probably exceed 186 yards passing tonight, but I'm leaving that alone. I'm not touching that. Golly, this game stinks. I don't want to touch anything, but I got to do something. So let's figure out. Let's put a plan together. All right, let's see. So I said I don't want to touch the passing yards for either quarterback. They're trying to entice me with this little increase in the multiplier with Justin Fields. I'm not falling for the banana in the tailpipe. I'm gonna leave that one alone. Let's go to rush yards. I think I like rush yards here. I think I like Breece Hall to exceed 58. He has had some struggles here of late. I don't think the Dolphins are that good of a run defense team. I think this is a night where Breece Hall can break out. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna put my money where my mouth is, and I'm not only going to take Breece Hall on the rush yards, I am going to take Breece Hall on 70 yards rushing tonight. I should go up to 80 because I really think he's going to gash them on the ground. But you know what? Let's not be greedy. Let's just keep it at. All it takes is one big run. I think James Cook cooked the Dolphins on the ground last week. I can see Breece Hall doing the same thing tonight. Like, man, scared money don't make money. Let's go up to 70 for him. I think he's going to bounce back. I think he's going to have a good night tonight. Where's Justin Fields' rush yards? He's going to run the ball tonight. I think this is going to be a heavy run game night for me. Where's the rush attempts? I don't know if I want to fall in love with the Justin Fields yards as much as the attempts. He's going to run it. So, oh, they won't let me get Justin Field rush attempts. You stinking bastards, you. Why won't you let me have Justin Field rush attempts? Okay. Well, if I can't have attempts, I'm going to leave the yards alone. Breece Hall's going to run it 13 times, though. I did see that. So I'm going heavy on Breece Hall tonight. So he had 13 rush attempts. I believe I saw that. So, yeah, 13 and a half. I'm going to go ahead and take that. I'm always a big fan of Devin Achane in Dolphin games. He's such a big part of their offense. So I'm going to look at his receiving yards, his catches, all that stuff. Ollie Gordon. I think they're really starting to like this kid. He got a lot of carries last game. I think he's going to get some touches again in this game. The Jets just don't give it up on the ground, though. So I don't know if he'll be able to get the amount of carries he got last week against the Bills, because he had some success last week against the Bills, did Ollie Gordon. Will he get 8 rushing attempts in this game? I don't know. That's a tough one. I don't know about that. Let's go to rush pass yards for Justin Fields. Will they let me have that? 239. That's a lot for Fields. I'll take it. I mean, I'm better off just going with the 186 pass yards. I'm better off just doing that, because that's worth more. I'm going to back off of Justin Fields for a second. I don't even know what he's going to do tonight. Rushing receiving yards. Let's see what they got for Devin Achane. Boy, that's a lot. That is way more than I want to sign up for. Now, I like this for Washington. He's a guy that they like to get involved. Let me see what his receiving yards and catches. Let's go to receptions real quick. So let's see where Washington is. I like him for 3 catches tonight. He only had 3 last week. I felt like he was more involved last week than just 3 catches. Achane for 6 catches is too many. I would have liked it at 5. Waddle at 4.5. So they're killing me on the catches. I mean, look, these quarterbacks got to throw the ball to somebody. Waddle has been coming on here of late. I'm gonna go with Waddle for more than 4. I'm gonna get 5. I think he can get me 5 tonight. And let's see. I'm staying away from all Jet players in that regard. Let's go to receiving yards. See what I got here. All right. So those aren't crazy numbers for for Wilson or Hill. Achane at 40.5. I'm definitely taking that. All right. So what have I done? Feels like I've done a lot of nothing so far. Is that it? That's all I got? They must be taking away some of my picks. They won't let me do some of them. Breece Hall for 13.5 rush attempts. So that took away the yardage. That's what that did. So let me go back and figure out if I want to go Breece. So I went to attempts. Let me find out if I want to go Breece attempts or if it makes sense to go with the yards. It won't let me do both. So I'll take the Breece Hall rush yards instead. And I said I thought he was going to do 70. So yeah, I should go with the yards. And Achane, they're not going to let me touch him because I already have him for receiving yards. Waddle, Hall, Achane. Let's see. Let's see. I feel like I need to get Fields in here on some rush type stuff somewhere. I don't love the yards rushing on Fields, but he's going to run it. I really just want the attempts, but he's going to run the ball. And there ain't no doubt about that. So I'm gonna just take the rush yards for Fields. Because he's gonna run the ball. I know that. If he don't do nothing else, he's gonna run the rock. So I think I just need a win, bro. I think I'm gonna stop right here. I hate this game. I ain't gonna hold you. Waddle for 5 catches, Achane for more than 41 yards, Breece Hall for more than 70 yards, and Fields for 47 rush yards. I feel like, let me check him out. I feel like I need to see what he did from a passing standpoint. He was thinking it up before he got injured against Buffalo. He did really well against the Steelers in week 1. So I really don't know what to make of him tonight. This is not a great Dolphins defense. He should be able to throw the ball on these bums, though. Straight up. What's the how much what they I think I should just take the passing yards. That's what I know he's gonna run though. But let me see. I know they're giving me 2 times multiplier if I just take him on the pass yards. Let me see what pass and rush yards. It's still 1.78, so that don't make sense to me. I could just keep it at the rush yards if you're gonna do it like that. And let's see what this does. Does this do anything? So it does up the multiplier, but it's going to force me to not only be able to bet, but $10. So it's $165. I think I'm better off just doing what I was going to do before, which is taking Justin Fields at 47 yards and then betting $15. And that'll get me 221. I'm going to stick with that. All right, so I'm submitting this first one. Yeah, the anytime touchdowns is tough for me because I get got so often on that. And that'll be the reason why I don't win my picks. Let me look at the anytime touchdowns and see. Because I just don't know how many touchdowns are going to be scored tonight. Achane feels like a guy that could score tonight. Breece Hall feels like someone that can score tonight. I just get hurt on this so often. I'm not going to be greedy. I'm going to just leave this alone. And I'm going to just take my little, hold on. If I do this, then it's going to erase my Breece, I think. Let me see. If I take Breece on at any time. Yeah, so it erased my other Breece. So now I'm leaving Breece with 70 yards rushing. And I'm gonna just stay right where I'm at. And I'm gonna just rock with this. Waddle for 5 catches, Achane for 41 yards receiving, Fields for 48 yards rushing, Breece Hall for 70 yards rushing. Let's make it happen. All right, on to the next one. All right. Now we go to the other game of the night. Bengals and Broncos. I don't love this shit either. Let's see what the hot picks are for this game. Chase, 66 yards. Just with a backup quarterback, I can't do it. I can't do it, even though and you're going up against a really good defense. They're trying to get me to do that, and I'm not falling for it. The banana in the tailpipe. I do think Bo Nix is going to be able to throw the ball against this Bengals defense, however. So I do like that. What has he done so far this season? He's played against some good defenses too. He played against Indy. He played against the Chargers last week. Titans. He ain't thrown for 221 yards all season, but he ain't seen a defense like this all season either. So that's pretty enticing there. Let's see. I didn't even look at the field goal kickers for the last game. Let's look at the field goal kickers here. They don't even got none for Cincinnati because they probably going to kick some field goals. Will Lutz has kicked field goals, I bet you, in each of the 2 out of the 3 games he's made 2 kicks. Tonight could be the night where he don't kick no field goals and they score a bunch of touchdowns. So I'm just leave the kickers out of this. I'm not happy with kickers right now anyway, so I'm going to leave him out of this. So, pass yards. I'm going to tentatively throw Bo Nix up here. I may take him off of this. I don't know if I necessarily love him at 225. I might love him at 175. I may come back to that. Rush yards. I'm going to stay away from this one. Neither one of these teams have a consistent run game or anybody that they're giving the ball consistently to. J.K. Dobbins would be the guy in Denver. As you can see what his yardage total has been. I'm going to take him tonight to have some success against the Bengals defense. Receiving yards, I think I'm going to just stay away from this whole category. Maybe Marvin Mims. Or should I go Troy Franklin? What has Mims done? I think Franklin is the safer bet, though. Because Mims could be invisible, but Franklin has been the one that's been doing damage this season. He didn't do shit last week, but Bo loved finding his boy on a deep ball. I'm going to tentatively go with Troy Franklin tonight. Let's see. Passing touchdowns, I'm going to leave that alone. They're trying to get me to do that for Bo Nix. Then I would need Nix to do 2 touchdowns. Anytime touchdown. None of these are enticing. I might go with that Bo Nix. I ain't gonna mess with it because I'm gonna spruce this up with another boost at the end. Receptions. Let's see. Gesicki done nothing since Joe Burrow left the lineup. Chase Brown. I can see them throwing some screens tonight, some checkdowns to Chase Brown out of the backfield. I can definitely see that. I wish it was 2.5. I'd take it so fast. I'd jump all over that. But 3.5 means he's got to get 4, and that feels a bit rich for me. Okay, we'll come back to that. Staying away from that. Staying away from that. Staying away from that. Rush attempts. Feel like Dobbins going to have more than 14 rush attempts tonight. Just off the sheer ability to get ahead and then want to run the football and kind of churn things out. But I already got him on rush yards. They're not going to let me get him on attempts too, so I might as well stay away from that. So nothing there to be had. I can see Nick Bonito getting a sack tonight. But that ain't enough of a multiplier for me to throw that in the mix. So anytime touchdowns, nothing here really entices me. I think I was at receptions, receiving yards. I already did somebody, Troy Franklin already. What Evan Ingram been talking about this year? Not a slam thing. All right. So RJ Harvey. Come on, give me 10 yards receiving RJ Harvey. All right. And then I need to do something with Cincinnati. I ain't done nothing with them yet. All right. Chase Brown. Already. What I got you? I don't got you on nothing yet. I thought I had you on receptions. I didn't. Samaje. So do Samaje catch the ball out the backfield? Man, what just happened to my picks? What in the holy hell just happened? Did you just erase all of the picks I just made? You damn sure did. Why you do that for? All right, so I don't even remember what I had just done. All right, so receiving yards, I know I had Troy Franklin. No, I did that. I had all Broncos stuff. No Bengals yet. Receptions, I think, is where I was at. All right. Let's see. I had yards, receiving yards. That's where I was at. Receiving yards. I had Harvey for 10. I had Dobbins on carries. I believe I had him on. No, I had him on yards, rush yards. Let's see. I had Dobbins on rush yards. All right. And do Jake Brown and run? Nope. I ain't gonna need. They trying to tempt me with that. I ain't even gonna fool with it. Do Bo run a little bit though? I can see Bo getting freaky on them a couple times tonight. Me Bo on the 22 rush yards. And then I just need something from Cincinnati side of things. I think I had Chase Brown. I liked Chase Brown for 20 yards receiving tonight. I can just see them trying to screen to him or something like that. Right. And then let me go down here. I feel like it was still some. They don't got no boost. Don't have no boost. Oh man, all of the promos gone. Yeah, all the promos gone. I thought there was one more promo left. And that sucks. I thought there was that 40 piece waiting on me. It's gone. All right. So I got what, 4 or 5 picks tonight? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Troy Franklin for more than 45 yards. RJ Harvey for more than 10 receiving yards. J.K. Dobbins for more than 65 rush yards. Bo Nix for more than 22 rush yards. And Chase Brown for more than 20 receiving, or more than 19 receiving yards. That can get me 281. So I went modest tonight. Hopefully, I'm subbing that. Stayed away from touchdowns tonight. They've been kicking my behind. So let's see how I do. All right. So that is the skill game for the Monday night doubleheader. We'll come back later on tonight and see how I did.
The skill game brought to you by Sleeper.
All right. So we got a couple of comments here. Let's see what you guys are talking about, and then we'll get out of here. Thomas Arrington, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Thank you for being a member of the MOBB, who writes, "Sup, Lou? Been a minute. You've been out here winning too. Man, the D was straight dirty buns this week. They have a superstar with Mikey and Bill, and they don't see it. Hashtag I think I believe. Wait, what happened to just I believe? Not I think I believe. Not you too. Not what is it? At 2, Thomas. Not you too, man. They didn't get you, did they? JB3, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Who writes, how do you do it, Lou? After we lost, I was done watching football. I couldn't even watch the Cowboys game. I missed last year because I'm a football fan. I tell y'all this all the time. Like, I didn't honestly. Can I keep it a bean with you? I didn't take yesterday's loss extremely hard like a lot of people did. People were crashing out. I didn't. That loss, it was disappointing. It didn't piss me off. It was disappointing because we lost a game that we could have and should have won. But I wasn't like crushed. The Steelers game crushed me last year. Like that crushed me. The Cowboys game hurt last year. Those games hurt. The Eagles NFC Championship game crushed me. That yesterday's loss, it felt like a loss where you go, should have won that game. You know, that one kind of got away from us. We'll get them next week. That kind of deal. Knowing that we didn't have our best out there. We didn't have our best. That was going to be a tough one to get. Just knowing our situation. JB3, you got to let last year go. If you keep comparing everything to last year, you're going, again, comparison is the thief of joy. You can't keep comparing this season to last season. This is a new entity. It's on its own footing. You have to separate last year's emotions from this year. I told you guys all offseason, and I kept repeating myself so that you didn't have to do this. You're never going to feel the same way you felt about a season like you did last year. You've got to remove that from your mental cavity. Last year is gone. You're never going to feel that way again. This year is its own entity. It's mutually exclusive from last year. Let this year be this year. You'll be better off if you mentally approach it that way. Thomas Arrington, my guy. Double up. Thank you for doubling up. Really appreciate you. Thank you for the super chat rights. Double up. Here's a 5 spot to get your ass out of the sleeper dumps. I need it. I need it. Hit an 8 SGP in Dallas game last night. Wow. I told you, you've been hot, though. You've been hot. He says, hashtag, I may believe. He said, I maybe believe. We got to get you back to just, I believe. Okay. we gotta remove that extra word and just get you back to I believe. Right? Anyway, I appreciate you, Thomas. I'm going to use that $5 to hopefully win me 280 tonight. That's the goal. We'll see if I can get it done. It'd be nice to win both of these tonight and get back on the winning track, but just give me one of them. Jeez, Louise, I just need one win. I need a dub. I told my wife yesterday, I need a win. I'm struggling here. I need a win. Anyway, I digress. That's going to do it for me, your man Louie T, here on the Skill Game, brought to you by Sleeper. Look forward to chopping it up with you guys next time. Until then, I'm your man Louie T, signing off. Peace.